Team Secret.
Yes, indeed. They are on an absolute tear, as Cap and Blitz pointed out in the commentary booth. Of course, we'll come back to our commentary team for game number 2 very shortly. Plan's going to take a break. Gives us a chance to break down game number 1. We've got Kyle and Perry and Flax to give you their thoughts on game number 1. Ted, what do you make of that?
Commanding.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really... I mean, I actually said when we were watching it, there's no way that Secret could lose this. They did then immediately
They
lose
lost
a
team fight.
but it did feel like they could just
Ted's
march.
curse.
Yeah, like Secret can just march towards TNC and there's really nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
It just felt like the victories TNC got, like they didn't matter. That's the problem with the lineup, right?
Yeah.
Where you even get this first Roche, what do you do with it? What does Aegis really
Right.
help you with? If at a
you
point in
can't
Dota,
fight.
at a point in Dota, every spell will be available. The teams are going to run at each other, right? Revolutionary War style, at least until we changed it up.
No, you
One
disagree.
team's going to win because there are buttons do so much more. There isn't really much to say. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how
despite the
TNC
fact-
wins.
Despite that, TNC did put up a good fight.
Sure, but I think that once again Secret's game planned for what TNC's playstyle is, and they go right back to their bread and butter. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're talking about the best team in the world, undisputed. You got to come up with something at least a little bit.
A little bit different. Yep. Well, we'll see if they can do that in game 2. Let's check in with Purge now and find out what he found from game number 1.
I got to say I'm agreeing with Kyle a little bit here. I disagree with their attempts at trying to beat what Secret is doing. They've done this consistently in multiple drafts. They pick both Enigma and a Tidehunter so that they can basically have a better team fight. And what Yapster is doing is not even that interesting. He denies 2 range creeps total, and then what he does is he just jungles for literally the... Let's jump forward a little. Oh, here he is jungling. Is that 140? We can jump 40 on... Oh, 330. Still in the same spot jungling. He does a brief moment, go get Bounty Runes, and once he gave Arcane Boots mana to Puppey, but still jungling. He's here. No support is contesting his levels. Nobody's trying to deny him from any regen or something like that. They're not trying to steal his assets. Nothing's happening. And then eventually he does leave the lane, and he starts rotating for fights. And then all of a sudden they've got Black Hole, and they've got Midnight Pulse, and they've got Ravage. And even in some of these fights, if they didn't get the best engagements, eventually they know that they're Secret. They're very talented. They're going to be able to take good fights. They're not going to waste their ultimates, and they're not going to make Roche mistakes. And then what happens is all of a sudden they're just going to uncontested push towers. They've got a gold advantage. I mean, Yapsor is the second net worth on his team, for God's sakes, and nobody's contesting this man. Either prevent them from having this double wombo combo of jungling heroes, or you have to prevent him from getting as much farm as a core.
Good stuff. Thanks, Purge. Yeah, I mean, it's a great example of, you know, if you just get left alone and just get, you know, jungling, there's nothing you can do about it.
I've been, Z-Freak loves Enigma. He loved what it was in Han, right? He always said, if you give me a free farm jungle, we're going to win the game. It's like, you can't do it. You can't do it. TNC do. And I just think Secret also understands itemization better than any other team right now. They have multiple methods of evasion, the Halberd and the Butterfly. OD doesn't ever get an MKB in this game, and Troll doesn't get it till 4th item. And in addition, how do you run Venge Mag Troll and not buy a Vlad's? That's inexcusable. How does TNC Predator expect to win a game? Aura stacking without the cheapest, most important aura to increase your physical damage. You can't make those mistakes.
They've incurred Kyle's wrath. Period Flax, give me an MVP.
I like Shadow Shaman, so I'm going to say Puppey.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
It was 3 towers, man.
Yeah, I'm in draft as well.
Yeah, you just go like that, and you win.
So Puppey for MVP.
Yeah.
Kyle, you got any thoughts on that? You okay with it?
I thought Yapsor and what's his face? Mid one.
What's his face? That guy
too
who does Ender stuff.
Let's give the MVP to this guy, the captain. You know, the support,
the man that made it all happen.
Building taker, easy peasy. Had some nice insta hexes as well.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much, gents. Break headed our way here at ESL 1 Birmingham, but when we come back, we will of course have game number 2's draft upon us. More thoughts from Ted and Kyle to come. We'll see you soon.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Think he can't shine through the dark? Stream a Roshan Steele in high resolution? And record a play for the history books? Watch this. Think he can't make a victory go viral? Watch this. Think a support can't be in the spotlight? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, a legend can rewrite his own legacy. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
Have what it takes? Sign up now for the Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Qualify for the grand final at Milan Games Week.
It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
ESL 1 Birmingham is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Vodafone, DHL, Asus Republic of Gamers, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and MSI.
Secret and TNC locked in a battle in the lower bracket. The loser is done as far as ESL 1 Birmingham 2019 is concerned. The winner marches into the top 4 and a place against Gambit in the lower bracket. So, who's it going to be? Over the next couple of hours, we're going to find out. Already, Secret have taken the advantage. If you're just joining us, they are 1 game to the good. Kyle alongside me with Pyrian Flax to move towards the draft, second draft. Kyle, what do you want to see TNC? I know you said before the break they need to come up with something a bit different, a bit more creative.
Yes and no. I mean, they also need to do a better job of executing the lineup that they obviously brought into this game, this series.
If that's what they want to play, then do better.
Bench Troll 4th pick Mag, but you're playing without a Vlad. Troll has no lifesteal. He's buying a Scotty against an Enigma, where Midnight Pulse is doing percent base, pure damage, max HP, right? Goes through BKB. You're just taking more damage. Where's the lifesteal? How do you do so much damage and not have lifesteal? It just boggles my mind. And you're not going to beat a team as put together as Secret if you make these sort of mental mistakes, the easy ones to fix.
Sure. And Ted, Secret, I mean, just carry on, right? Just carry on as normal. The first series yesterday, fine.
Yeah.
Comes in, just rolling along.
They're in their groove, you know, and you feel like they just draw. I mean, that lineup did actually look quite easy to execute. They weren't under much pressure. As Kev pointed out, Enigma's just jungling, just chilling.
I mean, the Yapsor literally had a 12-minute free game.
I feel like TNC needed, where was the Earth Spirit or something like that to go roaming around and cause havoc, chasing people down, stopping them, having a fun time, helping out in the lanes, something like that. I felt it was quite static and then they lost. And it didn't feel like they were particularly dynamic in their response. But Secret were just like plodding towards them, taking buildings. They couldn't fight them. It was impossible.
Were you okay with the draft, Kyle? With what TNC, the concept behind what they came up with? Did you think, okay, that's if they could execute it, would have been okay?
I don't like Troll into Enigma. Yeah. It's not even about like the hero matchup necessarily. It's just draft concept. It's like what Kevin was saying, right? You know, Secret's going to stall out this game, get to a point where their mid-game fights are impenetrable, they're going to win, and you just play into their hands. And you pick something, like, they did exactly what we expected. 2 huge cores, 3 supports. All Secret has to do is take out a core and the damage disappears. You have all this support, but who cares if the OD or the Troll isn't able to do damage?
Did you just get rid of Pyrian Flax Balloon Man?
What, the replacement analyst I was handed from the crowd? Yeah, I got rid of it.
He just needs a headset. He'll be fine.
It would definitely improve his analysis.
I absolutely agree with you. 100%.
Plenty for Heen and Co to think about. Not so much for these boys to think about right now. They're all gathered around Puppy drafting for game number 2. Those 3 bans on either side look very similar, other than the Enigma, obviously, which TNC are going to ban out this time.
I like that pick. It's also something Secret hasn't done yet. They have not even first 2'd Earth Spirit at this event, so it's going to be unexpected. In addition, they did ban out the Warlock last this time. They swapped up the order. They are once again first pick. And this time, though, TNC take out Enigma last. I think that's necessary. It just feels like Secret have far too much success with this hero.
I think they need something like a Sand King or something here, I think. Sand King or Earthshaker or something like that.
That's a level 2000 battle pass right
That's
there.
a big step.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, looking back through their last 3 months, with Enigma, Secret is 15-1.
Wow.
Probably not something you want to give away.
Yeah.
And that's at majors, not...
Yep.
That's insane.
Hey, when you add up all of these little things, like they're 4-1 against TNC this season, 15-1 with the team. You add all of these stats up, it almost feels like everything is stacked against TNC. They've got to come up with some magic in this game.
I think I remember looking at Knoxville's stat a month ago that Secret were like a game or 2 away from having the most wins in a 50-game spree out of any team. And their competitors are like TI3 Alliance and I think TI4 Era Newbie, whatever. I don't remember. But point is, the competition was far less stacked.
Yep.
There were a lot more freebies. There are no freebies for Secret. They got to beat some top teams.
This is true. So, Oracle Sand King. Well, that's a change up.
I mean, they've run Sand King quite a lot in the groups. It looked good for them. They've won a lot with it. I was surprised I didn't take it in the first game. I didn't think Bench and Rubik was a great combo. But yeah, Sand King's very good.
The Rubik was a necessary evil, wasn't it, in that last game?
I guess.
And I really like what Secret's doing here, where once again, they pick a core with high reach, lots of gap close on the Morphling, and it's one of those things that just destroys Oracle. You want to be able to play and position around some big tanky core, whereas now Nisha, Midwin, whoever's playing this Morph, you at any point can just go forwards once the shotgun's active, and you just kill Oracle. It's going to win the fight for you, no problem. You also have it paired with an Earth Spirit, so just tons and tons of kill potential. We saw this yesterday in one of Kevin's breakdowns where you have a support dies mid, it's Puppy, but then there's a Morph and a Grimstroke all of a sudden there, and there's just 3 heroes now counter-initiating in the blink of an eye. You got to be thinking about Lone Druid if you're TNC, the Bat ban. Definitely good against the Morphling, but Secret yesterday was first 3 banning Bat and then first 2ing the Lone Druid, so that's a big
no pattern there. They've played it with an absolute ton of different cores. And likewise with the Sand King, they can go all over the place. They can morph, TA, and even SF they've had in the past. So there's no real prediction here for Secret.
Yeah, but if you're playing EG, I'm fine. Ban out 3 of the 5 they picked in the last game. But this is Team Secret. They're not even thinking about those heroes anymore.
What does that do for their lineup?
Increases tempo. It's decent against the Morph in the sense that you can take early towers. The concern is just, will you be able to get enough of an advantage? Based on how Secret's playing, I'm not so sure. And it's a very difficult game against an Earth Spirit who's always able to hunt you around the map and lock you down. Or, hey, we saw this yesterday. I have a sneaking suspicion what that fourth pick for Secret's going to be. And it's really good as well with the support duo. Like, whenever you have these heroes that have gap close, you throw the Inkswell onto them, and now you have an AoE stun attached to this waveform. It's just so much damage, so much control. And how do you play Oracle? How do you play Prophet with so much threat?
Sven for TNC.
Into Morphling.
Yeah, which they banned last time when it actually looked all right.
It's a good hero against Lone Druid, however, which they might be expecting Secret to go for here. And I also, this is the thing, and this is partly why I respect Puppy as the best drafter in Dota right now. When you compare the way his team plays to the EG, really. EG, they find what they think is good, and they stick with it. It's partly why I feel like they have such an easy time. Like, they make it to the late days of the tournament, but they can't win. And part of that's because teams like Secret, they're evolving. It doesn't matter if they crushed yesterday, right? They demolished OG with this first 2 Lone Druid. They're not going to come out the next day with the same thing. You can't truthfully prepare for them properly, and they're stealing from other teams at this tournament. They won the game, but they played against a Grimstroke Morphling, and talking with Minimum, he's like, yeah, that was ridiculous. So they pick it up here. Looks very powerful. The immediate troll pick to come out as well. Very good against the Prophet.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like Secret have like 5 or 6 different bases that they can start from, and most teams have maybe 2, sometimes 3 if they're really lucky or good.
Yep, and they build upon that base as the tournament progresses.
And so they don't need to come back to what they won with. Yep, they can go to another go-to winning strategy.
Exactly equal reserve time, 118 for both teams. TNC's last ban. You're thinking about what Zai is going to play here?
Dude.
Mars still in the pool.
Yeah.
I am fairly certain that'll be the decision. It's a Mars or it's a Pango. Some kind of mid-game team fight.
Disruptor.
Exactly.
Both of those heroes were in the groups loads. Like,
yes.
It was like every game either had a Mars or a Pango, it felt like.
That's the thing, you're banning all these heroes, but it feels like you're not even putting Secret onto some B-tier lineups, you know? Right. These are easily A or S tier for Zai. Love. Oh, even better. Okay. That's tons of sustain, and now you've got 3 cores that are nigh unkillable. TNC is going to be on a clock for certain, and remember, the Heavenly Grace is not dispellable. You can purge the GA as the Oracle, but that massive amount of status resist, HP, it's perfect for the Troll, who most likely will not have to build a BKB in this game because he's consistently going to have that Grace on him.
That's what we, similar, not the same, but it's a similar line to what we've seen with EG.
And if I'm TNC now, you need some game breaker. You need, honestly, something like a Tinker. You need a Tinker. I would say something like Storm, but you just don't have damage. Like, Blitz can elaborate on this later, but you just won't be able to kill things here.
Yeah.
And Sven takes too much time to come online. You need something that helps you in the mid-game and just is a turret of damage. Perhaps a Sniper could be all right, but against Morphling, I'm always scared. You're just giving away shrapnel. You could Medusa, perhaps, but again, just so slow. You already have the Sven. You need something that provides tempo and pace for your draft. Death Prophet would be nice once again. I'm just not sure that's an Armel specialty. But I'd like to see TNC itemize and build and draft to win this game, or at least have a critical advantage by 20 minutes. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a repeat of last game, and really a repeat of Secret Series against OG, where they just equalize and eventually outplay.
Well, he's played Prophet. He's played...
Well,
there you go.
He's going to pick the Sniper into the morph regardless. Well, it solves some of the problems, Kyle.
They beat
some.
EG with it, so maybe they're, go back to what worked.
Look, it's more their style, and at least it's a faster hero, right? If it's Medusa, I say GG. But with the Sniper, with the Prophet, you've got a lot of long-range global mobility. And it also is a hero that doesn't take Ancients, sticks on lanes. It'll give a lot of space for Gabby to farm jungle. But I just have to favor Secret. I think that when you're playing Sniper into Nisha's Morphling, I just can't. I can't put money on TNC here. Like, I think it's Secret 80-20.
All right, good stuff. Thanks very much, gents. Time to get into our game then. Game number 2, all on the line as far as TNC's tournament history is concerned, because they have to win this one to stay alive. Let's see whether they do as we rejoin Cap and Blitz.
Well, I certainly hope it's not an 80-20 chance here for TNC as we see them loading up here for Game 2. We all want to see a Game 3, and more importantly, I want to see TNC actually take a strong game against Team Secret. That last game was just a little sad to watch. I mean, we stalled out the game for a while, but then they just didn't win a single fight. I think Team Secret won like 4 fights in a row, and then the game was over.
And that's sort of like the secret of Team Secret. It's just, you don't really expect it. It just sort of ramps up much quicker than other teams expect. One moment, the game feels like it's 50-50, sometimes even in the other team's lead. And all of a sudden, the game almost feels like it's boring. Like the pace of the game is just going the way that Secret wants, and then they just bludgeon you, and the game's just over in 2 team fights.
Yeah.
And suddenly, whatever lead that you have, you're behind 15K gold. And that's what happened in the last game. Like, they were up 2K, they win 2 fights in a row, 15K, they've taken racks.
TNC have drafted themselves the Sven, who has an 83% win rate at this tournament, and also the Sniper, which they managed to beat Evil Geniuses with in their previous series. So, Blitz, what do you give their chances for the draft? It seems like our panel was pretty skeptical of it.
I mean, they have an active lineup, something a little bit more high tempo than the previous game. That's what Sven does for you as a carry, is he just runs in. He starts fights for you. He's a very good frontliner.
Meanwhile, though, Team Secret have the combination of late game where they've got this Morphling plus Troll. They have a lot of tankiness thanks to the Omni Knight. I mean, their 2 cores are very tanky as well. The Earth Spirit is a 4 position, actually stats up pretty well. So if you use the Omni Knight with those heroes, it's definitely going to be hard for TNC to pull out enough damage to get any kills. And then on top of that, Team Secret also have the combination of the Grimstroke and the Morphling for that double, or later on when you get the triple Adaptive Stripe, the triple Shotgun Blast. We're gonna start off with, they thought about it, but then realized that the Absol rolled in, it would probably be to his doom. So TNC will actually take the first 3 bounties of the game.
Similar to what they did in the previous game, but yeah, this is a completely different look, I'd say, for Team Secret. Zai's not really on a heavy playmaker this time around. He's on something a little bit more defensive. He's going to allow his other 2 cores, in fact, to get early leads for him.
Yeah, he's got to play a bit more of the back line. He cannot afford to get stunned up and bursted down. Similar to how Mind Control played it for Team Liquid.
Yeah.
But, they do have the counter to the Inkswell. AU can just keep on throwing out those blasts, and while the Inkswell will still explode, it just won't be able to get that big buildup of damage and stun duration.
I will say that this is a completely different style that TNC, by banning the Enigma, have forced out of Secret. Yapzor is on a much more aggressive hero. Lately, it feels like we've been watching him play a lot more farmers, just because of the playstyle that Secret have shown so far, picking the Enigma firm repeatedly, allowing him to just push waves with the CM. This time around, he's picking a hero that is just all-out aggression. He needs levels to be able to farm like Yapzor likes to. So it almost feels like a catch-22, because Yapzor is also a very good roamer.
Getting the stun off, mid one. I'm going to stay outside of that Inkswell range. They're going to roll in onto the Sven. Mid one is quite low. They're going to try and get the treants in front of him, and they got it. First blood for AU. And this is, I mean, looking at these lanes set up, if they actually lose this tri lane, it also means the Earth Spirit is locked down into this lane. Eventually, I'm sure he wants to roam onto the Sniper mid. But then also, I again don't know if Sand King is going to win this 1v1 since we've been optimistic about it before. And he's lost so many times, but I would assume you do well against an Omni Knight.
Yeah, I'd imagine that you beat most melee heroes. That Mars versus the Boxy versus Chalice matchup seemed like it was a little bit of an anomaly as Puppy making his move onto Armel mid. You get the stun off too, but doesn't really have the damage, and Nisha not really too nearby as Tims is going to snipe the courier.
Oh, nice pickup by Tims.
This is a very clean start so far for TNC.
Yeah, his Nature's Prophet helped win that bottom lane with the first blood. Doing good body blocking now that he's got the level 2. Pick off in the courier helps win that lane.
All 3 of the cores farming very well.
Are we changing lanes for Team Secret? It seems like it. The Troll is now top, and and Zai is running down to bottom lane.
The downside of making this switch, though, is that the Sand King has such a big lead that he just kind of runs at you now.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. Like, he can win the 1v1 against Troll, and Omni-Knight, who's lost experience, finally showing up to this lane. I don't think they're going to win their aggro Tran lane in you. So Team Secret are going to have to dual lane from here on out.
And this is the kind of start that you want against Team Secret. Up 2K at 3 minutes. All three of your lanes going very well. Zai already getting zoned out. This is what they wanted to try to avoid. And he's really the only player on his team right now with considerable CS, but that'll change here in a second as they're gonna make a move on Armel. Does get hit by the stun.
Kick him over to the side, but Armel is gonna be fine. I think Yapsor was aiming for the angle where he would knock him into the river.
Yeah, and if that happens, he most likely dies there.
Yeah. Or at least he's shoved out of the lane for so long that it'd still be a big win. And you could see it in the CS board, top 2 CS. Now, mid lane's a little bit rougher though. This sniper is about even with this Morphling, but the more that he's afraid of Yapsor, the farther back he's gonna have to play.
It's really this top lane though. I don't think you can touch Cuckoo here.
I don't think so either.
He's brought himself 2 sentries too. He's got a big level advantage. He's already level 5. And we've seen what Sand Kings with levels can do. So he's standing right under the sentry ward. Doesn't know that it's up, but with the Helm of Iron Will, it's going to help a lot against the physical damage of the Troll too. So he's going to drop his own sentry, and if he finds puppies, it's going to do it for the lane as Armel.
Oh, and managed to dodge. Throws out the shrapnel. It's going to be slowed down by Yapsor. Another round of shrapnel. Isha's quite low. They're going to try and get him with Tim's tower.
He goes the other way.
Going for Nisha. It's going for Yapsor. Instead, Armel actually jukes it all out. Nisha's still going to be quite low here, but it's the Earth Spirit who will die. Nisha, if he needs to. Well, he actually doesn't have enough mana for waveform, so they can just keep on hitting him over and over and over again. He's going to TP back now, but, well, he does have plenty of regen coming in on the courier still. Another win there for TNC.
Yeah, he just stood under the shrapnel. Nisha started to realize that he wasn't going to be able to deal enough right-click damage because he was strength morphing so high. Yep. And so he disengages off of that Yapsor. At that point, he has to hard commit to it. Very nice rotation from Tims. And no panic at all from Armel.
3,000 net worth lead in the first 5 minutes of the game. That's pretty good. For TNC, we're going to see triple Wraith Bands into Tread.
Third time.
It's going to be left. Oh, the roll-in's going to miss again, Armel. He doesn't even have like a ward or anything around this area. He just always seems to know when to play back against this Earth Spirit. Even better, he just dodges the roll-in so many times.
That is going to be the 3rd or 4th time that Yapsor's gone for it with no success whatsoever as mid one. Thought about getting aggressive, but with 3 levels of Sandstorm, he's got to be careful. Does not want to stay here for very long.
They also lost their sentries, so.
Yeah, and this is the best laning phase that I've seen somebody have against Secret in this playoffs.
Absolutely. Puppy, he was spotted there, so that ward is probably going to get denied. Tim's right place, right time once again.
Yapsor hanging around this mid lane, but not really able to find too much. And he's level 3, so his levels haven't suffered too bad, but not the kind of start that you want, especially against this squishier hero. You want to be able to punish the sniper. And that's the frustrating thing, is when you know you're not punishing squishy heroes like this, like the invokers, like the sniper, because you know that they're naturally more greedy. When are you going to punish them?
Especially since what I love about this is TNC's winning the laning phase, and they've got a support Furion. Support Furion is so hard to play the vision game against because he just shows up somewhere deep on your side of the map, gets wards down, that TNC should have a vision advantage for most of the game as well.
Yeah, and their offlaner right now has his level 7. He's pretty much got that Veil, much further ahead than Zai is. He's only level 5 himself as Yapsor. I think he's a little bit lost right now because I think he expected to be able to get those kills mid and just sort of snowball that lead for his Morphling. And now he's in this weird position where he doesn't really have a kill lane. He doesn't want to go top against the Sand King, who's over-leveled and over-farmed. This bottom lane, Oracle, Sven, you're not getting any kills there. So it should be the sniper.
He's already been denied so many times.
Yeah, everyone's just getting levels right now. And
he went to bottom lane because he saw Gabby was low, but Gabby Pops the healing salve. The Oracle's even going to give him a little bit of healing here. They do have a Dust. Going to get rid of that Phantom. And again, like
Cool
you can
Dust.
fight Sand King super easily, like level 1, level 2 Sandstorm. But these higher levels, even if you have the vision, you can't really fight in that AoE.
Yeah, if Cuckoo is in trouble, you just pop your ulti. Save the stun for when he pops the Battle Trance on mid 1.
Yeah.
Turn around, get the kill.
Looks like they did try and go for the Sven. Popped God Strength, farmed through that the hard camp stack that they had going on there.
It's always the mid to late game, though, that's scary to play against Team Secret, so don't count them out just yet.
No.
It's that crazy explosion of violence when they start taking team fights as 5.
Now, is this hand-to-minus because TP out, AU? He wants to die, but he won't. Successful TP away. Is it because he's going to try and like play the early Blink Dagger timing, and he wants to make sure, similar to how Ursa's do, right? How you continue to farm up because you have a hand-to-minus, or you think he's just trying to use a good laning phase to get further ahead?
Use the good laning phase to get further ahead. Because I think you had the right idea if you were TNC last game.
Yeah.
You can play this passive style and then just try to match their tempo when it comes to team fights. And their lineup is much more suited for it. And part of it is that they finally got rid of the Enigma. Like teams are just giving that away to Secret for free so far, including TNC. They had the idea because you had to have known that Puppey was going to take Enigma Tide, and he won't take the Tide unless he's got the Enigma now.
It's funny, it's like they thought they had the answer in the draft. They was like, I saw Vengeful Spirit Rubik, I was like, all right, I think you've double countered the Enigma, that should be enough.
We never saw it.
Never saw it. Never saw like a successful Black Hole steal into turnaround. I don't think we ever saw a Vengeful Spirit swap that actually stopped a Black Hole.
Yeah, they stole Black Hole once and weren't able to use it.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things, because you're playing off the fact that you feel like Secret's predictable. So you're saying, would you do all this draft practice at night? You say, they're going to take Tide Enigma, what's our counter? Like, do we want to give it to them? And TNC probably said yes. Is they're going to make the move? Nisha.
Oracle might be able to save him here. They're going to actually threatening to go for the Oracle in the back line. Yapster's actually going to continue. They do still have the Burrow Strike up on Kuka, but they no longer have the vision of him. He's slowly taken out here, tries to go for the Burrow Strike away, but it's spotted. Sitting Sandstorm on top of Sandstorm. He was slowly going to die. Very smart play from Nisha. That is always a problem. And like, this Morphling, like your 4 and 3 positions, they're always a good pickup for a Morphling to turn into one of those heroes and just amplify that hero's power. Hero's going to be running around Burrow striking Sandstorming.
I mean, the early game, you don't even need the ulti. Like, that's not even that big of a detriment to the Morph to not have the SK ult.
Yeah, because Epicenter is like one of the weakest of his abilities. They're going to get another silence onto Cuckoo here with the Inkswell as well. Nisha is going to wait for him into him. But he doesn't have the Morph option anymore. So that's still on cooldown for a bit. That's part of the reason Cuckoo felt confident being able to stop this tower push. Unfortunately, his Sandstorm isn't in a position to immediately deal with the Siege Wagon. Nisha is going to tank up some of those tower hits. Cuckoo repositioning his Sandstorm so he actually forces the heroes away, kills the Siege Engine. Meanwhile, the rest of his team going for a 4-man push at top.
Our mouse come for this too.
Zai, thanks to that divine favor.
And you talked about it in our other cast that Secret love defending their tier 1s more than any other team. But it is going to go down, and Gabby, he's getting aggressive here.
The Assassinate wouldn't be enough to finish him off, so he holds on to it for now, maybe thinking they're going to go for Zai instead, but the Dispel of Fortune's End in that hold is easily countered by Zai's own strong Dispel in the divine favor.
Right now, I think that Secret's lineup lacks the ability to fight. You have this Earth Spirit, but he doesn't really have anywhere to gank anymore. So he just needs to sort of farm.
Yeah.
Which doesn't feel good as Earth Spirit. You can't really enable kills on any of your cores, I feel. Like this Morphling just wants to do Morphling things, split the map. Troll wants to do something similar, and Omni Knight obviously can't really get kills going. So for Secret to get kills, they'd have to get into these like 3-on-1 engagements like they had against Cuckoo. And that's why we see YapzOr just farming, because I think he's realized the pace of the game has just changed.
Right.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And he's trying to get that Spirit Vessel, see if he can counter the Oracle as best as possible. But a 4,000 net worth lead now for TNC as they built it up. You can see the Earth Spirit having spent most of his time trying to gank the mid lane and hanging out bottom just because going on the Sand King top was never a part of the game plan.
Under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortunately, we are going to see a Vlad's this time for TNC.
Oh, they needed one so badly in the last game as 13 minutes in 2-1. Seems like TNC, this was their plan all along today.
And we'll start getting active. This game will definitely pick up pace as soon as we get the Blink Dagger from the Sand King. And Cuckoo is very close to it right now.
Yeah, and if anybody's going to get aggressive coming into the 15+ minute mark, it's definitely going to be TNC.
They were happy with the passive laning phase, but...
And they have double Midas right now.
Yeah.
I guess this is one way to do it against Team Secret. Take away the Enigma, go for these greedier double Midas lineups, because the Enigma makes it so that none of your cores ever feel like they can play Dota properly.
Right.
Like your melee cores are always afraid. YapzOr plays a very good Enigma, but by taking it away, forcing him to play the Earth Spirit, you can play these drafts a little bit more far back.
You can see the payoff timing. It's going to be probably a good 10-minute window before they finally come online. So these items are a little bit of a detriment to the fighting power of TNC right now. So even as we have that Blink Dagger, TNC may just be trying to look for individual pickoffs and stuff like that. And he's going to find Puppey inside of the trees with the Sandstorm on top of him. Unfortunately, Puppey has enough time to be able to TP away. He's good there, but the double damage on Gabby does mean an opportunity. See if they can take that mid-tier 1 tower nice and early. Nisha did spot the sniper though, managed to morph into him. That just gives him the full shrapnel charges and very easily defends the tower.
Maybe they wait for it to be down though and try to go for it again as Tim's with a very nice sprout, has a Vlad's. Looks like they're gonna get 3 of the bounty runes again.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very hefty cooldown, that level 1 morph. So poke it mid lane with that double damage, he morphs. Now that it's on cooldown, you have a better chance of taking that tower, especially with the Siege Wagon coming in.
This mid tower's getting really low, and it is going to fall. TNC take it as, again, they're just playing off the fact that they've got a double Midas. They feel like they can be more passive here. They can support all 3 cores as a result of this. They can just stick their Sand King down here at bottom, where the creep wave pushes into him.
It shows what kind of advantage that they have, that they go for double Midas and yet are still 1 step ahead of Secret when it comes to taking objectives.
I think it's because Secret just can't fight them right now.
Yeah.
And you have mid one who's going for this Battle Fury. This is going to lead to another like 5-10 minutes of just farming for him. The Morphling doesn't want to fight. So now you've got these Team Secret supports that are very aggressive, but they have no moves to make. They're also just sort of relaxing.
Pretty much everyone has an even or winning record on this Sven. Except for poor Matsu.
Poor Lasse.
Vlad's is up for Tim's. Probably gonna have a play.
They're gonna
here.
fight bottom.
Smoke up.
They're gonna TP the NP in after he pushes in top.
Yep.
And they're gonna run into mid one right here.
So they want mid one. They can't really burst him down quite fast enough. They're going to do a lot of damage to him. There's going to be the Soulbind. No one gets close to the Sand King. They're now going to save him with that false promise, and that'll buy some time. Gabby's going to go for the backline of YapzOr, who does manage to get a roll away. Mid one, who's now that his battle trance is faded, they do manage to get a save from the Guardian Angel, but a big burst of magic damage comes out from Armel. Now Secret going to go for Zai, but Nisha trying to get on top of Armel as best as possible. Shrapnel getting thrown down. That's enough of slow. Now the Epicenter's out. Cuckoo sees the opportunity to go. They're going to go bursting down. Armel does it again. How many times has Armel survived with just a sliver of HP, kiting Secret in before turning around and batting them down 4 dead on the side of Secret? 7,000 net worth lead and a tower to be taken.
That was so well done by TNC. Gabby just runs past, understands that he's the tankiest hero in the game. He's got to create space for his sniper. They set that fight up beautifully while the tower push is going on at top. So Secret isn't quite ready for all 5 heroes to be down there, and they get completely wiped. And TNC, I mean, they're showing we can also play the greedy game. They're saying to themselves, what we messed up on was we weren't greedy enough. We needed Midas heroes. We need at least one form of team fight. Cuckoo, don't play Magnus. Play this Sand King hero that can just get in there. It's okay.
And very importantly, don't give them the auto-win team fight.
Yes.
Don't give them that, I mean, especially with the Enigma, allowing you to win the laning phase despite playing 4 versus 5 because you have YapzOr totally free farming all the time. Just really well done by Armel here. As soon as he spots Nisha, he's like, that's the end of my aggression. I have to back away. He's always going to go for me. And then Cuckoo, I mean, he just sets him up for that opportunity.
Yeah, there was 1 second left on that adaptive strike. He was so tunnel visioned in. And look at Armel just tantalizingly close to being in reach. And this has to be so frustrating for Secret to play against.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, their 2 supports have to be bored out of their minds. There's nothing for them to do. They have 2 cores that just want to continue to farm. You saw what happens when you try to take these early game fights against this lineup. Gabby's really farmed at this point. Like, you're not fighting this Sven. It's what's so scary about him. The mid game, he owns it.
Armel pretty much single-handedly has made this one of the worst Earth Spirit games I've seen for just like what he can do in the game. It was pretty much in the lane. His option was kill the sniper, and because Armel played it so well, he never gets the kill on the sniper. He ends up falling behind as a result.
He took away any semblance of a game for YapzOr by not dying.
Yeah.
YapzOr dies once there. He tries 3 times, strikes out all 3.
That Wrath of Nature is going to be able to push out that bottom lane. The long-range assassination hits mid 1. Still has Battle Trance. He's going to go for the TP out, knowing that there is no Burrow Strike still. But that's okay. I mean, they don't need to kill that troll. They still successfully defend bottom, take that tier 2 top. Now they're going to go for the fast kill on the Puppy before the Inkswell could even go off. He's going to morph into the Sand King to try and catch Gabby. He's so damn fast, though. Maybe YapzOr can slow him down. Managed to get the cake of the boulder. Silences him up. BKB activated. TP's out. So they got a tier 2 for a BKB charge. That is a great trade-off for TNC, especially given the positioning they got off of that team fight means all 4 bounty runes. A massive win. 9-1. When was the last time you saw Team Secret get shut out like this?
It's just, again, the nature of their lineup. By last picking the Omni Knight, this is sort of what their game was going to be like. I would have much preferred the Mars or something more aggressive for Zai.
Yeah.
Like we saw in the other game that they played against OG, where he's able to do something and suddenly you have 3 heroes on the map that can be this roving death squad. And again, it all comes down to being able to enable your supports. It's okay to play this Enigma and have Puppy sit back when you've got this condition that forces the enemy team to be under pressure at all times. But when you have this Omni Earth Spirit plus Grimstroke combo, it's very good team fight, but it's not very good at ganking. None of them can really set up for the other. None of them can burst down this Oracle before he gets his ultimate off. I still see a way in which they can win. Like the Guardian Angel obviously being very good. They could just have this Morphling or this Troll at some point. They'll get a Blink Dagger and get on top of the Sniper and 2-shot him.
Yeah.
But at least for this mid game, it's going to look really rough for Secret. And they had to have known that with their lineup.
So the idea is TNC, they don't have bad high ground hitters either. They've got the Sven who can commit really well to taking towers, and then the Sniper who just pokes at it nonstop. They're going to be able to catch the troll. Let's see if they can burst him down before the Battle Trance, and they will. That last swing comes just in time from Gabby. Even still, even if he does get off the Battle Trance, I don't think he dies there. Or I don't think he is able to live and get out.
Yeah,
the Sven would just be so tanky anyway.
He's going to get a blood... Oh, Daedalus, actually.
Just faster burst damage, trying to cut down these heroes before these very important abilities like the Morph, turning into another hero and getting another health bar. Like you've got the Heavenly Grace as well as the Heavenly Grace as well as the Guardian Angel from the Omni Knight.
Tim's is really farmed too. He's got a full pipe. YapzOr trying to build a BKB for himself. But this might be the lowest net worth that I've seen YapzOr at ever. This phase of the game.
Yeah.
Normally much higher. And TNC have just done such a good job in the mid game. Plus again, Armel. All the props in the world for him literally never getting picked off.
The Troll chasing down Sven right now, or at least chasing him away.
1-0-5, hasn't died, survived all the gank attempts without a mid ward, we should remind you.
Yeah. I can't believe he didn't have a mid ward.
And mid one's going to go for the BKB because I think he realizes the situation his team's in. He can't opt to go as greedy. And it just doesn't feel like, in a way, it doesn't really feel like a secret S draft. Something that they've done to win a lot in this patch, which is, and the last like 10 patches. Give mid one a hero that doesn't need a lot of farm. Allow him to create space on the map for everybody.
Yeah, the double late game carry into a passive offlaner is perhaps a little bit questionable from Team Secret. You've got these very active supports that could do a lot, but we already talked about how Yapzor's game was kind of ruined by RML, so as a result, nobody from Team Secret is able to make a whole lot of moves.
Again, though, who knows when this morph gets 6-slotted.
Yeah.
And this troll is able to get a blink dagger and just get on top of the sniper.
Yeah.
That's when the game changes, but we're a little bit away from that.
RML's net worth could definitely be countered pretty heavily just by having heroes on top of them. They do have some good team fight items for this early mid game. The combination of both the pipe as well as the Warcry is going to make this sniper quite tanky, so Team Secret still needs some more time. That's the thing with these Wraith Band builds for the OD and the Sniper and these sort of heroes is just the full stats means they're surprisingly tanky by the time they get to the 20-minute marker.
Puppey gonna ink swell TP himself out of there as everybody from TNC was around the area. And for TNC, I guess the question is when you decide to take Roche.
It could definitely be the way that Secret comes back into the game. Just being able to interrupt a Roche fight, get some sort of good soul bind in that allows them to get multiple adaptive strikes. Thought about the Blink Dagger, gets the point booster for now for the Aghanim Scepter eventually. But they found Isha, farming up this jungle area thanks to the aggressive wards that have been laid out by Tims. There's never really a super safe place for Secret to be able to hide. And just keep farming up again, all the bounty runes. Almost all of them. Only one of them picked up for Team Secret this time.
Sven still has a 9-second BKB. Only time he used it was at top to get out.
Dude, if he gets an AC, combination of that, Warcry, if he manages to get just stay with the troll, and when he's forced to pop Battle Trance, he just tanks that damage.
25 minutes in, 12K lead for TNC. A very casual 12K lead, it feels like. It just sort of happened. So we've only seen Team Secret really oblige them with one straight-up team fight.
Only once before in the history of Team Secret organization have they had this few kills at the 25-minute mark.
As an entire org.
So that goes all the way back to the Puppey Arteezy Team Secret.
So in 4 years,
with Kuro.
This is the slowest pace that they've set. Only once ever.
TNC setting up for a fight here in the bottom lane. They do have an Arcane Rune. Cuckoo teleported onto the creep wave before it met up, so I don't think he got spotted. And again, this Furion getting the aggressive vision in. They've got the vision onto the side. They know where these heroes are. They're going to be able to catch him out here. Puppey is dead. Would have liked to see a bit more, but I think just killing Puppey is enough for them to take this tier 2. Team Secret immediately moving to the other side of the map and trying to push that out, knowing they can't team fight.
It goes to show you both how impressive Secret is for not ever getting in these kinds of holes, but it also makes it even more impressive what TNC's doing.
Yeah.
The fact that they're able to shut them out like this, not give them any opportunities for kills. I mean, it's been, what, 14 minutes since Secret has picked up their kill?
So Furion very defensively, he's positioned himself, so he's kind of defending that mid tower. Look at this. He's actually going to run the trade away to make sure that Cuckoo can successfly boots and travel in. They're going to be able to get the Scrap block as well as that Burrow Strike. Min one forced to pop his BKB and teleport away. That was a super sick move there from Tims and Cuckoo.
It's going to be the data list completed by the Sven too.
Again, they've got the heroes to like commit to a tower push like they did with the bottom tier 2 while simultaneously defending. Sand King was up at top lane. can't really push in that tower with the Sandstorm. And Tim's, he just summons Treants and pulls the creep wave off the tower at mid.
Yeah, Gabby's gonna pop his ulti. There is an E-Blade now completed on Morph. I have to imagine that's the timing. Secret want to take a fight right now.
Yeah, you can't just
That's why they go for the smoke. But
35 minutes, it's too late.
That was their timing. They finished the E-Blade. They must be thinking to themselves, guys, we're not really waiting on any other items. Like if we're never gonna fight, like they'll just continue to outfarm us because they have map control, they have the double Midas, so they're winning an XP passively too. Secret's still sort of looking for a fight. Maybe they run into Cuckoo here. This would be an ideal pickoff.
Absolutely, and they do manage to burst him down super fast.
So Secret double up their kills.
Does that mean they're strong enough to be able to take a fight at mid lane in a 4 versus 5?
I don't think so. But they're gonna go for it anyways.
They're trying to set up right now.
YapzOr gonna run into Gabby here, who doesn't have his God Strength, but still, the aggressive jump in from Nisha, trying to find the backline. He wants to try to get one of the supports out.
Yeah, if he could have found the Oracle or something, somehow the BKB goes out from Gabby. Slow down just a tad. They've got 30 seconds till the Sand King's back up, and apparently TNC, they're scared.
Yeah, they're not gonna risk anything.
I can understand that though. I mean, if Team Secret is willing to take that engagement, at this point, you should just peel, give them the tier 1. You don't want to throw away this game by taking a 4 versus 5.
I think what it was is they didn't have God Strength.
Yeah.
If they had it there, I think they 100% fight.
Oh, because he used it for Roshan, right?
Yeah, and so, I mean, you either need the BKB or the God Strength. He had one, not the other. Now you've got a Basher on Troll. Again, I think it's unlikely. I'd say this game is maybe 85-15, and I might just be spotting Secret 5% here.
Just because they are who they are?
Yeah.
30-minute bounties coming up, TNC. I mean, what I love about that is they don't take that team fight, and who cares? Like, 2,000 net worth exchange, you're just going to get that back, because TNC, when they're back to their full 5-man, get the map control once again. Eventually, they're going to start getting more bounties than you. You already talked about how the Hannah Midas is passively giving them an advantage as well.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that you want to take a fight with this Aegis as Gabby picks up the DD.
That double damage. You can do so much to mid 1 here. They're just going to guide him around with a Burrow Strike. They do manage to get the Guardian Angel off an Aghanim Scepter. The assassination wasn't. No,
he didn't think it was. He had BKB, he had Battle Trance as well.
Now Gabby coming in still with that double damage rune, wiping out YapzOr. Gets to that back line.
The double stun.
Look at that. The Blink double Burrow Strike. They're going to be able to catch both these heroes potentially. Maybe with the Ink Swell, Puppey can get away. He does manage to get a Soul Bind on the 2 heroes.
They're going to keep chasing.
So they can't keep chasing right away, but they will be able to get that Blink as soon as the Soul Bind is away. Cuts him down. 1,900 damage crit from Gabby. And let's go and bang on a tier 3. Team Secret are either going to be forced into buybacks. They're going to have to call it a day and just give up the mid lane of Barracks. They do have this bottom lane push coming out from Nisha.
He will not push as fast though, and he's got to consider coming back right now.
Yeah, because Cuckoo was playing out of vision. So he was afraid that the Sand King at the time was TPing back and was going to try and catch the Morphling. So he doesn't get that sort of free tier 3 damage now that he's already teleported back. Cuckoo shows himself. And looks like we're looking at 2 lanes. Maybe Team Secret will try and catch them on the way out, but it seems unlikely, especially without having Soulbind. Man, really just well set up by TNC, man.
And part of that, it comes down to 2 things. It's Cuckoo's patience, and also their hard commit onto the troll, who had Veil on him. Guess he didn't notice, wasn't willing to pop his BKB, thought he could get away with the greed, and then his team just gets hunted 1 by 1. Cuckoo, you notice that he had the stun for free on the Grimsoak, but he lines it up to make sure that he gets both targets, leading to both their deaths. That's going to be the double set. Just well done from them overall. They were so patient in this game, even though they had the aggressive lineup. They're like, we have double Midas. We can take all the time we want in the world. It's similar to their concept last game, but instead of having Magnus, this time around, you've got a Sand King who can actually make active plays around the map.
Mm-hmm. Let's indulge a little fantasy here, William. Let's say that TNC, they're just not able to push for a while. For whatever reasons, their computers freeze up. Team Secret get the chance to farm up. At what point will you finally say, all right, Team Secret are strong enough to fight? Is it the Scotty on the Morphling? Do we need more items than that?
You need more.
A lot more?
Yeah. It's really just their support duo that's got nothing. That's the biggest downside, because the Omni doesn't do damage, so you need at least one of your supports to deal damage.
I'm a bit surprised that Sven didn't go for the Stormhammer Dispels in this game. But he's now got the Stormhammer cooldown. Level 25's coming up soon. Look at that, they're preemptively setting up so he can get the Burrow Strike into the hold. Actually didn't want to be close enough to the Troll, but look how much poke they have against this Troll. He's already left to pretty much no HP. He's going to be forced into the BKB. They're going to try and go for the Oracle here. He's going to save False Promise himself in the back line. Puppy's already dead. Gabby now going to man up on mid one. They do have the Guardian Angel though. Gabby is super tanky. He could just survive through this for a while. Gets back into the high ground, but Team Secret, Cuckoo going back in. He really wants to go for mid one again. The assassination moves back up. Now slowing down Yapster and rolls away. Nisha's dropping low and fast. They do manage to finish up Omni Knight. Nisha has no extra help. He's stuck inside the river right now. Slowed down by the guy in Scotty. He just turns and fights Armel, knowing that he can't do anything. This is going to be Puppy going down last. Only a buyback on Troll, so Team Secret call it here. TNC, a clean win, 21-2. That might as well be 21-0.
That was a stomp and a half. That was so well done by TNC. They chilled in the laning phase. They set it all up. When Secret was forced to switch their lanes, I felt like the game was done. And once Armel evaded those two ganks, everyone's laning phase was over on the side of Secret.
They seemed a little bit confident, Team Secret was, that their aggro tri-lane was going to go okay, but running into, I think, the Oracle hard countering the Grimstroke at that time, a super tanky Sven in the front lines just doesn't allow the Earth Spirit a whole lot of opportunities. And then again, Armel in that mid lane, the fact he had a good laning phase sets TNC up for so much success.
They put a lot on him. They said, you don't get a ward, we're not really going to help you out. Because there was 2 roles where no one even responded.
Nobody TP'd. They were just like, you'll be fine.
Armel's like, don't worry guys, like,